At some point, we need to get an intro. I need to have like a little intro jingle or something that then we're just yakking.
My brain went. I was putting it together, and I was like the balls in
You
your
were
mouth.
not beatboxing our intro.
No. I was going like I was actually hearing like the 1960s kind of jingle kind of stuff like that.
What I want you to do, I want you to suck my cock.
Excuse me, what? Just wrap your lips around this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're done, you can lick my balls.
Podcast's over, guys.
My brain just immediately goes to Burma Shave, and I don't know why.
With the R here? Burma Shave?
Burma Shave. No, right?
Not gonna happen. The only way
you gotta be a certain age.
Oh yeah.
Raise your hand if you're sure. Dude, I have a copy. I still have it. A VHS tape of the final countdown. And every single not the movie, not the song. And every single ad break. The stupid. You remember the Shore ad where it had like the Statue of Liberty?
Absolutely. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're sure.
Yes. They don't make that shit anymore. And that damn commercial lives rent free in my mind.
We should do that one day when we go back through and like.
I don't want to. It's a dark place.
Yeah, but there are some commercials that literally are just stuck there.
God.
Dude, to this day, the fucking, not to bring up the OJ thing, right? But the OJ Simpson.
The juice is loose.
They had to pull the fucking ad, right? He's running through the airport, juice is loose. Done. God.
Yes. Yes.
I think they said that commercial was on TV for like a week. Pulled.
Oh, no, the one that made fries have to change their name. Oh, God, did you ever see? So, this is the best. Anybody out there that really wants to see the greatest Super Bowl ad of all time, I challenge you to find a better one. Go look up Outpost.com Wolves.
Okay.
I shit you not. And there's a lot of people out there that are not going to believe me. This is a real honest-to-God ad for a company that eventually became Fry's.
Yep.
It was called Outpost.com, and they were like, to make this, we hired a high school marching band. It's dude in an armchair, just sitting there. I hired a high school marching band to spell out Outpost.com on their field. But to make it that much more memorable, we released a pack of ravenous wolves. Now, I want to inform you, this was before the days of CGI. So literally, they just have wolves. Obviously trained wolves, obviously very well-trained people, but wolves running across the football field, mauling this high school marching band. It is the dude just kind of looks over at the TV, he's like, that's good stuff. That's the fucking commercial. 25 years? 25 years. That shit is daily. That is my Roman Empire.
You know what? I was going to say you're full of shit. And then the moment you said Outpost.com, I instantly conceded. You can see it in my face. I'm like, yep, I give up.
They had 3 commercials that played. And I think they had a 4th that they actually pulled. They had 3 commercials that played during that Super. I think that was actually the Falcons Super Bowl too, wasn't it? I think it was.
You gotta pay attention to sports ball.
So the second one comes on. They're like, we decided to fire gerbils out of a cannon. And they show them putting a gerbil in a cannon and firing. Obviously, it's a fake little furball hitting a wall. And they have a fucking brick wall, and it says Outpost.com. There's a little tiny hole just the size of a gerbil, and they keep. And they do it. They make a horrible noise when they hit. Constantly for 30 seconds. And then they finally hit one, and it's a little buzzer goes, bing. It's like, we got one. Those were the best commercials.
Have fun.
Oh,
have fun, Yoko. You just see silently above us
Fry's,
right now.
Yeah, Fry's is out of business. Who's going to sue us? Just put the fucking ad in there.
Remember, reverse the logo. Reverse it. We don't need YouTube finding this thing, but hold up. Cease and desist.
Yeah, please, Fry, sue us for for the love of God.
It's be like some goddamn Michael Jackson Thriller thing where they're coming out of the grave, just lawyers and like, argh.
Oh my God.
Great, that'd be my luck. Some do what I
It's
damn.
such a good thing we don't have like a budget, because I'd 100% hire a bunch of people like do the
I
thrillers.
know, right?
The lawyers are coming at us.
You got the briefcase and the C&D letter. God damn. I stopped myself from saying the cancel culture thing that I almost said.
Calm down, Miss Frizzle.
Not yet.
Oh my gosh. How far is it in the recording we've already killed each other? 6 minutes, 18
6
seconds.
minutes in.
Yeah.
And I had to already stop from a cancel culture reference and slap my hand. 6 minutes in. Jesus Christ. How are we going to make it? I don't know how we're going to make it that long.
We do.
I'm already like
single time.
We do. How the hell?
I have no idea. I have no bloody clue. All right.
By the power of drawn together. Come on, Spanky.
Oh,
I got
man.
you.
I was actually just watching that last night, too. I love that series. But we need to get on topic for once.
What topic?
I don't know.
Don't mind
So
me.
it's
I'm just
2024.
getting candy. 2024.
2023 is behind us. I guess we should talk about accomplishments in 2023. And I think I started off a second ago. I was saying I finally made it to DreamHack. Which
I finally made it to Vegas.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah. I love Vegas.
I have never been.
I was sad, man. I really. So I had my year gone. Ideally, mind you, I'd have gone to TwitchCon.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't afford it this year, but I would have gone to TwitchCon, been in Vegas, right? Come home, go to Anime Week in Atlanta in the next weekend. Immediately leave Sunday, go back to Vegas.
Oh,
for the car show, which, by the way, I think we're going to be doing next year. But A was now in December, so it's kind of irrelevant. Then, if in an ideal world, I would have then been flown home for a week and then gone back to Vegas for the Formula One race. But I found those tickets were, oh God, ungodly.
Well, apparently it wasn't worth it though. The whole thing got shut down.
Super worth it.
No.
Okay, so practice got shut down.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it was is, and it was hilarious. Do you know the whole story?
About the manhole cover?
Yeah. Shot through one of the Ferraris. Just shot straight through the engine bay. And took him out of the practice session. Then, when the second practice session started, they cleared the bleachers. So anybody that paid, mind you, those tickets were averaging $300 just to go see that practice session. That's not even the race, the practice session. Anyone that paid didn't wind up getting to see it. So obviously they were really, really, really mad.
Yep.
But the rest of the weekend went off flawlessly. And I actually watched the race, and the race was one of the best I've seen in years. So as rough as it started off, it was totally like. But you know how much those tickets would have cost?
No.
Just me, not including airfare, not including hotel, just to see the race, starting $1,300. And those were crap tickets.
Why would somebody pay $1,300 to watch something buzz by them at 0.2 seconds?
That was my problem.
Okay. Because I'm like, boom, oh, there, yeah, it's a blur.
Well, a lot of it is the experience of being there and the connections. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like.
Okay,
yeah.
If I treat it like an industry convention, sure, I'm there to meet the other people and maybe the companies. Okay, okay.
But for me and my personal interests, there are things much closer to home that I can do. And there's 2 other events in the States that I can go to for half the price.
Yeah. If I could dump $1,300 into investments on something.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll cover hotel, flight, room, my drone.
Yeah.
Like
you know what I
alcohol.
did instead? I spent $10 and watched it on ESPN.
Done.
And I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah. You know, okay, it's funny you mentioned that. So, the one that got me, of all things, WrestleMania. WrestleMania came to town.
Yes.
And I got seats. And I'm like,
yes.
I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be so fucking good. Worst wrestling experience of my life.
Really?
Absolutely. Why? Why, right? When we're at home, We get the benefit of the best part of WrestleMania. The goddamn announcers. They are so good. They are so entertaining.
Yes.
I can see every shot clear. 100%. When you're up in the nosebleeds, and I'm like,
Oh, you
what's
were
going
nosebleeds too.
Well, okay, but I mean,
God.
that's the thing. So down
What
there.
was this? Was this at the takeout box?
No, this was, what do you mean by takeout box? What do you mean?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
I think it was before Mercedes-Benz.
Oh,
It might have been. It might have
the
been.
Dome was even worse.
But yeah, I'm looking, and I'm not quite nosebleed. I'm halfway. But still, I'm having to like, what's going on there? And I look for the Jumbotron, right? And I'm watching up there, but even like, it's like watching that box instead of watching this monitor. It's still like, huh.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, and the noise level was different.
Yeah.
It just honestly just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't. So after that, I will happily pay for a pay-per-view anytime from going forward.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's kind of... So, for me, like, automobile racing is my big thing. You remember Adam? Adam and I went to one out in Brazelton. And there's this track out in Brazelton that's literally cut in the woods.
Mm-hmm. There's
a section at the center of the track that is literally woods. And we said we were going to see this, because I think the race was 12 hours. It's a timed event. And we said we're going to go all the way around this track and we're going to see this race from every corner of the track. And he brought a bottle of scotch. I brought some other booze. I had a cooler with one of those big rolling wheels. And so we drugged that thing around and we bartered for lunch. We bartered cigars off this one guy. We met so many people and had one of the greatest experiences. But you know what it was? It was the people. It was the adventure.
Yeah.
The racing was cool.
It became the background piece.
It was kind of the reason we were there.
Yeah.
And it was really neat to watch. Like, we did get to see it from every quarter. But then you met the people that were there with a speedometer. And, like, what's everybody doing? You know, because this is, to give you an idea, this race has, like, multiple different types of vehicles in it. And so you got the cars that are doing 200 miles an hour down the straights, and the other ones that are going maybe 100 on the same track.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they're, like, you know, out there with the speedometer trying to figure out what everyone's doing and how fast people are cornering, you think, that was interesting. And so we sat there and we hung out with them for a while. And we met the guy with the Cuban cigars. That guy was super cool. You know, like, it's just, the experience was on a whole different level. I would rather do that. And that was like, I think we camped out there, so it was like $60 for a tent. I think the tickets were $40. Yeah, $100 weekend.
But that's actually, not to talk about other people's finances are, but that's totally doable for $100.
Yeah. Like, that's fairly cheap by nowadays standards.
Yeah, it's like going to a festival, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, one day at DreamHack was the same price. I mean, but that's kind of what I expect to pay at a convention.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I got my money's worth out of it. I will say parking was interesting, especially when we the after party.
Oh, for the
at the Vortex.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was a nightmare.
Well, so did we ever find out if that guy was legit or not?
Not legit.
Not legit at all.
Not legit.
Oh god! Tell him what happened.
So we're downtown Atlanta, and honestly, the convention is over. We were wanting to grab something to eat, and we said, "Hey, you know what sounds great? Burgers at Little 5 Points, going down to the Vortex, which is a great place to have burgers, by the way." So we decided to go down there, and they have like 6 parking spots. That's it. But they got a building, and right behind the building's all these parking spots for a place it closes down at like 6 p.m. So we show up, and we're like, "Hey, cool, parking's $20." And we're like, "What? If you're not one of these 6 spots owned by Vortex, everything else is being handled by a parking company, and it's $20 to park." And we're like,
for dinner, mind you.
Yeah.
We showed up. First of all, this place is fairly expensive.
Yeah.
Second of all, we had shown up just for dinner, and that's
just
it.
for dinner.
Yeah, and most of us were alone in our own cars. We
Yep.
were not carpooling. So it's like $20 on top of what we're going to spend at this restaurant.
Yeah,
Is it worthwhile?
You're going to spend at least $20 at the place.
Yeah.
So now we're looking just to eat dinner is $40. And we're like, hell no, I don't want to pay that shit.
Yeah.
Well, just as we're getting ready to be like, okay, what do we want to do? I see a car start lighting up to move out, and I'm like, fuck yes, on you. Get in the parking spot. Stand there. I run to my car. I get in my car, and just as I go to, like, back up, I see Pilk coming by.
Yeah, the second one it opened up, and I'm like, no! Because we happen to have two other people there. I'm like, stand in those spots.
Yep. So I come zipping around the corner. My guy steps out of the way, and boom, I park. The other guy is standing there, and literally another car comes up, and Joe's like, almost tries to, like, run over him. He's like, hit me, motherfucker. I'm not going anywhere, right?
Pedestrians right away.
Yeah, he's just like, shit. So Pilk comes over and snags that one. Just as another lady comes by and goes, I didn't know it was going to be so expensive. I'm like, neither do we.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, peace. And we're like,
yeah, understandable. Like, I get it. Who wants to spend $20 to spend another, $40 on dinner?
yeah. Now, what we found out afterwards, if you look at this guy, he's got a little fucking thing on, right? He's sitting here with a little badge on, and it says L5P, basically like little 5 points parking.
And he had the little board too.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so how are you guys tracking everything? Oh, we're putting receipts in the windows. Okay, honestly, taking receipts in the windows does make sense. Did I see any out there? Not a fucking one.
No.
Yeah.
And the people that did pay him paid him cash.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we were just getting inside. I think we had just gotten our seats, and he had disappeared.
Yep.
And I think it was the security guy that said, "No, he just effed off."
Yeah, basically he said he'll stand outside there.
Get a couple $100 and it's just like,
exactly.
It's not worth getting.
Imagine standing outside for an hour, right? Collecting a little bit of money and walking away. Easy peasy.
What a
scams. All right. Anyways,
as mad as I want to be though, like that wasn't a bad one.
No,
that was terrible for us. But
it sucked. But there's much scummier things that can happen.
Jesus. I'm just like, I'm like, every part of me's like, actually, it's like slightly impressed. Because I'm like, because there's no real way to track this, right? There's no way to check it. Because if you park, like, you're going to run the gamble. Like, right? We could have parked and been like, F it, tow us. And then,
right. And then
come back in our cars or in a tow truck.
Yeah, exactly. And like, and that was the problem, right?
Yeah.
The risk versus the reward. The risk is my car gets towed. I pay $250 because, oops, I gambled and lost, right?
Yeah.
Or I just say $20. I'm like, it's inconvenient. I don't like it. Whatever. Yeah. Which is funny because I was about to do that.
You were about.
I was about to do it. I was like, all right.
He's like, F it. I'm just gonna pay for everybody. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. It's not worth it.
I was literally gonna pay for everybody.
Yeah.
I like to be that guy to help out, right? Dumbass. Dumbass.
Old boys over there like, yeah, pay him up.
Like, yeah.
$1 bills.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get drinks.
Yeah, you got that in singles.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna go make it rain somewhere tonight.
Did I tell that story on the podcast?
Which one?
So at AWA, we're talking about accomplishments this year. I broke somebody.
No, you have not.
Okay, so at convention every year we have this charity event called F Bombs for Charity.
Yep.
The old AMV thing we did, where we have like, we'll specifically request songs that are particularly vulgar. And one of my favorites is Addie's Uncle Pro Project video. It's literally Uncle Fucker to this random crazy ass anime that's just off the balls as it is. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, that's my favorite. And I always get a stack of ones. And as it's going, every word that's even remotely questionable, I'm just like making it rain, right? And I want to emphasize, this isn't a theater, right? It's a theater room. It seats, 450, I think, something like that.
Something like that.
It's a good-sized theater room, especially for a convention like that. So I'm standing up front, and I'm just doing this the whole time. But I was on my way to the convention. I'd taken my nephew to the convention for the day, and I dropped him off, and I was like, I need ones. Where am I going to find ones at 8 o'clock in the night on a Saturday night? I can't remember why. I had to stop at the grocery store for something. So I stopped at the grocery store, and I was like, fine. I'll take it out of the ATM, right? So I the only thing that's open is the self-check. And I was like, I want $40 back. I think I bought like a $2 item,
mm-hmm.
And so I get the $40 back, and I go over to the cashier, and I was like, can I get ones? The guy's like, I don't know if I have that many. He's like, okay, well, it turns out I do. He has a fresh stack. I was like, awesome. And he's like, what do you need this for? It's Saturday. I'm like, right, like it's Saturday late at night. I'm like, would you believe it's for a charity? He's like, what charity? Brain immediately, without skipping a beat, I go, Single Moms.
I forgot. And I was like, brace
I
for
was watching take a drink. Is that joke gonna get us canceled?
No, not today.
I couldn't help myself. And he has a stack of ones, and he just hands it over, and I go, single moms. And he goes, you can see him doing the math in his head. I was like, got him.
Somewhere in that closet, I still have that shirt.
I love that shirt.
I have one with a lady on the pole that says, I support single moms.
That's a terrible joke.
Bless. Okay, boomer.
So yeah, I gave $40 to charity, $1 at a time, and it was.
Yep. I'm okay with this.
I did a good thing. It's a service to society.
Yeah, $1. I mean, let me not shit on it. $1 does make a difference. A lot of dollars helps.
Well, and if you get the gold dollars, so that just
here's your Susan B's. Ping! You imagine like sitting there like an asshole, like a high snap.
I know some dudes that did that. I know some dudes that went to was it a loony? I think is $1 coin.
Yeah, Looney and Tunes from Canada.
Canada, yeah. They went to a club in Canada. Of course, they were all in the military. You know, military
hail, right?
gets make it hail. They got their asses. Of course, they're all military guys, so they thought they're like, we're Navy, we're hot stuff, we're whatever. Bouncer beat the mess out of them.
As he should have.
Beat the dog shit out of them.
If you're that guy, right?
Yep.
You deserve the ass whipping. Coming from somebody, former military, if you're that asshole, you deserve that ass whooping.
Yep. Oh, they earned it. They got it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I would have agreed.
Yep. Yeah. So accomplishments I gave to charity. What'd you do?
I lost a lot of money in Vegas.
Did you really?
Well, not a lot.
Oh, okay.
I mean, how much is a lot? A lot depends on what you make and what you expect to lose. And I went in with enough money that I said, I expect to pay, I think maybe I was down $600 total for the week.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad.
No.
Some people go in and like $600 is my whole expenditure. If you go to Vegas for $600, congrats. I spent $400 on taxis.
Yeah.
In Vegas, and I was like, never again.
Oh, we walked everywhere.
Well,
we walked or took the monorail. You didn't take the monorail?
No, because
it glides as softly as a cloud.
It was. Is this a Simpsons thing? Is this a Simpsons thing?
Yes. I was texting Jess, and we were doing that back and forth.
Monorail?
Yeah.
Monorail? Of course. Leave it to Jess. Anything Simpsons related, she's got it. If it's Simpsons or Disney,
yes,
A+ MVP. Every time.
You took taxis though, man. What a chump.
Well, okay, I did Ubers and taxis, right?
Still.
So, well, no, because I was staying at the Trump, which is inconvenient to go. So it was convenient for one thing, and that's the Wynn across the street, or, funny enough, Maggiano's. Oh, man, I went to Maggiano's twice while I was there.
Really?
I loved Maggiano's, even though it's a chain.
Really?
So, convenience-wise, I could walk straight down the street, eat, and walk back, and no problem. And I knew what I was going to get, and I knew I wasn't going to get overly charged.
So, when we were there, and I'll admit, when we were there, we kind of did it weird. We stayed at the Luxor because the Luxor's stupid cheap. I think our room was like $25-$30 a night. Yeah. Because they want you to spend the money in the casino. And we booked an entire week. So we booked a week, we booked a bunch of events, it was a whole package deal. But the room came out to be like $25-$30 a night.
Right.
Which is stupid cheap.
Right.
Because of that, we had a really monstrous food budget. Now, mind you, this was also... How old's my oldest?
That's on you, sir.
This is also 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago when we did this. But the mall that's between the Luxor and the Mandalay Bay had at the time a bunch of gastropubs in it. All run by celebrity chefs.
Uh-huh.
So, every single night we ate at a different gastropub. Every single night.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Yeah. So, you flew Delta too. You know what we flew?
Runaway Airlines?
Basically. We flew the Gotcha of the Skies. Spirit.
Oh, yeah. Runaway Airlines.
I'm never doing that again.
So that was my cost for my booking.
Oh.
That number there.
Wasn't bad?
$2,600.
Yeah, it's
for
not too bad.
6 days.
Yeah.
At the Trump.
That ain't terrible.
With flight round trip.
Yeah, we went
But a little
pricey. We cheaped out pretty badly, but we also spent most of our money either in the casinos or in the or on food, because we ate at every one of Chef Ramsay's joints. We ate at the Bobby Flay Burger like 3 times, which isn't terribly expensive, but it was yummy. It was really good. Like we basically did a food tour.
So
and an alcohol tour.
I actually watched a week of vacation videos up to that about where to eat in Vegas and what was worth it and what wasn't. And I was told pretty much all of those were terrible places to go, price wise. And
it's expensive. Yeah, it's insanely expensive
for your basically your ROI on it, right?
Yeah.
But the Wynn was my breakdown. I went to the Wynn for their buffet. Was it no? It wasn't the Wynn.
I don't do buffets.
It was one of the other ones.
Yeah.
It was $75, and it was
that's actually not.
It was fantastic.
Probably
it
pretty
was
good buffet.
really, 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 really good. The Wynn had one too, but I didn't go to that one. I forgot.
We did one buffet and I wasn't impressed. It was all right, but I wasn't. But I think it was one of the $30 buffets or whatever. One of the locals was like, "Hey, come check it out." And I'm like, but
I will stay on Fremont Street next time though. That's where I met MJ.
Oh yeah.
I spent the whole day with MJ. Over
That's
Fremont.
hilarious,
dude. He might be. Like I think I told you last time, he might come to MomoCon this year.
That would be a lot of fun.
I think so,
I'd love to hook up with MJ again. I just think it's hilarious that you ran into this random guy that we've known since.
No. I didn't run into him randomly.
Oh, okay.
I purposely saw him on Twitter, and he was there. Okay. And I'm like, and I messaged him. I DM'd on Twitter and said, "Where are you?" And he goes, "I'm busy on this. I'm doing this to say." I'm like, I'm gonna try to find you.
He does his poker tournaments.
Yeah. So 3 days in a row, I messaged him. The first 2 days I didn't meet. I'm like, I am not gonna fuck up today. Where are you? I'm gonna get in the car right now. I'm driving. I don't care where you are. I am driving there right now. And he goes, I'm here. I'm like, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Sure enough, 30 minutes later, I'm there. And he's like, hey, I didn't know if you'd actually show up. I'm like, I got you, man. So we sat down and we just hung out for the next 6 hours.
I seen that. That looks like it was a lot of fun. Looks like y'all had a blast.
Yeah. I'm just because he's still a derp.
Of course he is.
He's still a derp.
You think he's gonna change?
No. So the best part, and I say MJ for people who know MJ, you know MJ. Everybody else,
I doubt anybody watching this knows MJ.
That's better for what I'm about to say. So as we're walking through the crowd, he sees some girl over there who's stacked, and he's just like, not even calm. Top point all, and he walked by and be like, I'm like,
sounds about right.
Jesus,
sounds like
calm down.
But was he not lit? Because he seems like a dude who's
always
lit
drink, always
constantly. Yeah.
But yeah, his
liver is pickled.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can't say much.
As I'm sitting here sipping, look how dark this is. Looks like urine. That looks like somebody who hasn't drank water in 2 weeks.
You nasty.
No.
I like the geek beer. I think you know what? I brought one for myself too.
Are you gonna suck?
I will also suck a cock.
Hold on. We're gonna sword fight.
Yep. So both of us are just over here sucking cock.
Just a little cock in your mouth.
It's actually not bad. I actually really do enjoy it. It is very sweet though.
Yeah, it's like cane sugar.
It is. Well, it is. It's a think like a 1.5 cola, but it's made with like actual sugar. It's not corn syrup or whatever the fuck. I actually really do enjoy it. So legitimately, I won't even lie.
Pure cane sugar.
Yeah,
called it.
Yeah,
called. I'm like, the moment I taste it, I'm like,
yeah, I know this. I've wanted to do this for a while, and having that on camera is just the best.
Apparently, I know my cock.
I'm just saying, that's my cock. How's my cock taste? It's a little sweet, isn't it?
It's a little
sweet.
A little sweet. A little
Just
much.
let it just dribble over the palate.
I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not for the meme. I was like, and my chair's destroyed.
No, God. Once again, I've had in the back of my mind I want to do this for a while. Actually, honestly, I wanted to get everybody together. I wanted to give you and Addie and Chaos, get everybody here and have everybody suck my cock.
Just get a little cock in your mouth.
Just
man.
saying.
Just a little. Yoko, I need to take you. Yoko put his little avatar up there and like, me too, me too.
Oh, absolutely. If Yoko ever comes to town, I will make him suck my cock.
100%.
No.
And try one of these things too.
Actually, funny enough, that wasn't this year. That was 2 years ago. Because this year's was...
The Florida bait?
Oh, yeah. No, the first time we actually met in person. We met... Because I was traveling, and I happened to be in his town. I'm not going to reveal his town. But I was in his town, because it's a hangout that I go to every year. And he's like, yeah, that's where I live. And I was like, the fuck? Are you shitting me? And I drove over to his house. I picked him up. We went. We hung out. We had a really good time. It was awesome. We had a mandate.
You know what's funny? If we weren't doing this, theoretically, I could have went down there this week.
Yeah, it's a different. Well, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm usually there for the 23rd. So, but I have to work Saturday or Sunday.
I cannot make that joke.
No, probably not.
No, I can't
No,
make
probably
that
not.
joke. No.
Here, just
I'm just saying.
more cock.
Let the cocks touch.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't do that with the balls, though.
I'm about to say,
A bit too tender. Well, you never get your balls hung up like that. That's just... You're asking for a bad time.
I'm looking over here, and I just look over, and what do I say? I see Batman, and I'm like, I know it's in Batman again. No, we showed it last time. We could show Batman.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
That's why we need the sausage again.
I know.
Hold on,
I meant to
hold on,
grab
man.
some.
Do this one here again.
Why are we 12? Why are we...
Just do the subtle skipping bite.
So, we had a sausage party for one of my YouTube subscribers. It was the 9,000 sub party.
Is that what we did it for?
Yeah, we did 9,000 subs. And he takes his piece of sausage, and he's got, I've got a really nice butcher near me, a German butcher who makes amazing sausage. So we had a sausage party.
Yep.
And he takes one of the pieces of sausage, and he's just like...
Casual.
And it's the perfect complexion and everything, just...
Well, I look around and you see like sketch high the whole thing, and then pick it up and go like, whoa, whoa. Talk about that.
That's so bad. Why are we children?
You wonder as you sit there and put cock in your mouth.
Don't you spit! Don't you spit!
Got you.
Yoko, please censor this part. Just overlay it with Michael Jackson memes or something. Jesus Christ.
You got to grab.
I don't envy him having to edit this episode.
You have to grab the laugh from there and store that thing because that's. I'm not gonna say my laugh is good, but there's occasionally where there's a gribble.
That was an honest to goodness belly laugh. Holy shit.
I'm sitting here shaking the whole time.
Like a bowl full of jelly.
God damn it.
Be mad.
I'm not that fat yet. Although I do need to lose some weight. Jesus Christ.
I say I do too, but I'm over here sucking down fucking...
I mean, there's a reason it's called
soda.
Beard Belly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Beard Bellies and bad decisions.
You know, we can talk about that, actually. That was one of my plans for this year, is to get a gym set up in the basement.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I now have it. Yay, we're back on topic.
What stuff do you have in the basement?
Huh?
What do you have in the basement?
We got a treadmill. We've got the sit-up bench. I've got some weights. And the funny part is, you remember where I had all the sofas and all that stuff down there, right?
Yeah. As soon as you
There's
walk in,
Just enough space between the sofas and the window for all of that stuff to sit peacefully and not obstruct the actual gaming area. Yeah. So legitimately, like you never see it unless you're really looking for it. But it's right there behind the sofas.
I'm waiting for the day where I get a phone call and say, "Hey, would
It's
you like
coming.
to come check the place out?" And I'm like, "It's been since before the kids."
No. You were over there.
I think it's been.
No. Remember, you came over for the 9,000 sub. That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
But still,
Other
I'm
than
saying,
that.
yeah, it's hard, man. The basement's a disaster.
I know,
right
but you
now.
see what I'm saying, though. Like, what?
Yeah. No, I'm not even joking. After last Christmas, it took me 8 months to clean up the basement. That's how bad it is. I had a bunch of shit I literally just threw in the car and took over
the
to
dump.
Yeah, well, I took it to Goodwill.
That's good though.
Yeah.
So
I've been pushing to get some stuff out of the house. In fact, I have a Christmas tree in the back of my car. You want a Christmas tree? I've been trying to get rid of it.
never. I never want a Christmas tree in my house.
The funny part is when I was pulling up, your neighbors are stacked out there, and I mistook it for your house at first. I was like, not imagine him ever getting this excited about the damn holiday.
I used to. Do you know what I have now? And you know it if
Yeah,
you think about it. The
I
Sandy
know.
boot.
I know.
The Sandy boot has a Christmas tree.
I know. So I have a legitimate 7.5 foot, fully flocked Christmas tree. The problem is it's pre-lit and it needs some rewiring or something. I just don't have the time or patience to do it. But for someone who would want to, it's a great, beautiful looking tree. Still looks practically brand new. I've been trying to get rid of it. We put it up on Facebook Marketplace. There's a Buy Nothing group in our county. All this stuff. And every time somebody, we'll be there in 5 minutes. They never show.
So I would legitimately take it from you and set it up. But it would stay set up year round in my basement, or not in the basement, in the garage. And I would never touch it. It would just be like, it's there. Do you have a Christmas tree? Yeah, Santa knows where to find it. Yeah.
Don't think that.
Look,
Well,
that's how it
honestly,
works.
for me, legitimately, I wanted to like brighten somebody's holiday. Hey, these things are expensive as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like our last one we bought was I think $450.
For what?
Yeah.
A real Christmas tree?
No, the
fake
plastic.
one. Yeah, I'm like, no.
$450, pre-lit. It's got all this other crazy horse shit on it. But this other one was, I think, $250 when we bought it. And we had it for, I don't know, only 3 or 4 years before it broke. But I'm sure, like, it's an easy rewire. I don't have the time. So I was like, I'll just give it to somebody, right? You know, fuck it. I don't need it anymore. And somebody would probably be happy to have it. And everybody fucking no-call, no-showed on me. And I'm like, whatever.
Terrible.
What am I going to... And now it's just sitting in the back of the car, taking up space. But I don't want to put it back in the basement because that's more shit in the basement I'm trying to get rid of. Just smear. How is it? Is it in the spot?
I can't even say it. I can't.
A little tangy?
No. Well,
Very sweet.
It is a little sweet, but there's a taste of a little Fermunda in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit. Just that hint.
Like a hint of cheese.
Just a hint. Just a hint. Enough to where you're like, this is... right? I'm like, what is that?
Well, it doesn't quite make it, but it, it's...
It's enough to make you think, I'm going to regret this in the morning, right? It's going to go right through your
No.
mind.
It's not regret.
How many kids you got?
I've lived with. I hate you so much. That was fucking Brian, man.
You were fucking Brian. What?
So, in the group chat where I was making the joke about going to Buc-ee's,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like, you need to leave the beaver alone, and I'm like, you should have told me that years ago. I'm 18 to life.
Dude, I did the math the other day, and I really hate the whole concept of like, oh yeah, you kick the kids out at 18. That ended in our generation. Like, I hate to say it, but it really did. Like, kids nowadays, you're
Well, look how
28.
much shit costs nowadays.
I'm not blaming anybody, but
That's
I'm
not
saying,
really their fault.
yeah, I'm not placing blame, but I'm definitely saying, you're 28 years old and you're still living at home at mom. Please have a job. Please have a job, or at least try to get one. I know it's rough out there, but man.
Yeah, my brother is
A special case.
he has a job
Hey, he's working.
at a gas station.
He is performing a service somewhere.
It's irritating. Well, what drives me nuts about it, and he has a job, better than some people, but it's also like he introduced me to a bunch of his friends from work. And for all of them, it's their second job. Which is what it should be. It shouldn't
It's
be
a
your
side hustle.
primary. Yeah. I worked 2 jobs. I worked 3 jobs at one point in time just because I needed the money. You know, that's how we got a house. We busted our asses. And so, I mean...
Yeah, you make sacrifices, you make choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the car I drove tonight, we've had that thing since 2010. It was paid off. It was the cheapest car you could buy in America at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We paid it off in 2.5 years. Didn't have a car payment. Drove this thing, maintained it, took really good care of it. Boy, it still runs. I mean, so I drove it here.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like, I worked 2 to 3 jobs. We worked for, I think, 8 to 9 months to fix our credit, because I had some credit issues. I was an idiot, but I think we all were at some point in time. And busted our asses, and finally got a house. Found a house we could afford, and then got that house. And it's like, I couldn't imagine doing it today.
No.
Yeah, it's there. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, the prices are crazy, but that's gonna go into the subjects that I normally try to avoid because oh man, rant, right?
Yeah.
But, it's funny you mentioned cars though. Like my Honda Fit, I bought my Honda Fit for $16,000.
Yeah.
I bought that thing in 2006, and I drove it for 14 years.
Yeah.
And when I gave it away, because I gave it away to his family, when I gave it away, it was
for you.
still in great shape.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
It was a good car.
Oh, yeah.
It was an inexpensive car.
It had 190,000 miles on it, and never once needed any kind of work on it.
250. We just hit over 250 in ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
250,000.
I know everybody's like, buy American, and don't get me wrong, I try my best, but when it comes to cars,
You do realize yours was built in America, right?
well, so the engine, the way I said that, the way with Hondas and all those, the engine will fall apart. Oh no, the body will fall apart before the engine does.
Your car was built where I used to play as a kid. You don't know this.
I was like, trash cans? I don't know.
Yeah, if I could. No. When I was a kid, and I used to play in the field where they built that Honda plant.
No,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something I ever want to have a conversation. Obviously, it's a weird topic, but it basically is American built. I mean, hell, the Honda. I like Hyundais. I like Kias. My brother-in-law worked at the facility where they built a lot of those cars in the States, which is why I won't buy one of the trucks. But a lot of these cars are built here. It's like you believe it or not, you're still paying somebody in the States to work on an assembly line and build that shit. It's just the same as buying American. In fact, probably better in my opinion.
You know, it's funny you say that because now that I think about it, my father helped paint and build the Saturn plant in Tennessee. That Chaos basically bought his car that lasted him forever from. So yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that was a GM product, but you know those cars were all essentially European Vauxhalls. They were either a Vauxhall or a Holden.
I had no idea.
From Europe or from Australia.
I can't weigh in on car stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's legit. No, that's
I'm
actually
like,
legit. That's what that brand was designed to do. That brand was because Vauxhall had a really bad reputation in the United States, and Holden had none. And because they had some like Europe, some early like 70s cars that were trash. And so when they wanted to bring the brands over here, they made a new brand, Saturn.
Oh, no, I had no clue.
Yep. Most of those cars were rebranded from European and Australian models.
Works.
Yeah. You'd be shocked how much that happens, actually. Chevy Cavalier
Okay.
is a Toyota.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's it. In Japan, it is sold as a Toyota.
Interesting.
Yes. It's crazy. And I had a buddy that had several of those.
The only car story I know about that was the Chevy Nova.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God, the Nova was such a trash can.
Well, you know why it didn't sell in Mexico. Okay, so yeah, very short. Also,
I don't remember why.
Short version.
I remember
short
the story
version.
of it.
So they released a car in Mexico. You'd think it would sell well, except that when you think about the conjugation of the word "va" is go.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
have a
no. Wow.
So, yeah, a Chevy won't go
Didn't think
anywhere.
of it.
You're
Yeah.
like, this car ain't selling here.
Funny enough, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know me, cars are my thing.
So earlier you mentioned conventions, right?
Oh,
and you mentioned
yeah.
So I know I went to a bunch this year, but rather than recapping all the ones I went to, what are your plans for 2024?
Going back to DreamHack, and this time I'm going to talk to the people, and I'm going to go as a content creator this year because I regret not doing that.
Yeah, we could have got you in there sooner.
Well, and you know the whole reason I didn't. It's the same reason I had a hard time getting there. Crap just happens, and I hate it. And so I have in 2022, I'd filled out all the paperwork. I was content creator.
Yep.
Had a free ride. And then crap happened at the last second, and I couldn't make it. I felt so bad. So this year, I just kind of procrastinated and self-esteem, a little bit of self-esteem, a little bit of self-esteem, a little bit of skill. But I'm not doing that again. I had a blast. So MomoCon, AWA, DreamHack, those three absolute for certain.
Okay.
I would love to do TwitchCon, but I just don't think I'm in the Twitch community as much as I need to be.
So I would caution you on saying TwitchCon. TwitchCon is an industry convention.
Yes.
Where you're there to do business and meet other content creators.
That's what I want to do.
But
there's several people that go that I actually want to hook up with.
Okay, so that's my answer. If you're going to TwitchCon because you want to meet people,
yes,
then it's absolutely worth it.
Yes.
If you are going to TwitchCon because you're like, I'm going to go advertise myself and market myself.
No, you know me. I go for the social experience. I'm terrible at marketing.
This is more than you, though, right? I mean, don't go. As a viewer, and I've stated this, Twitch, get mad at me if you want to. As a viewer, unless you are going to meet somebody, do not waste your time. Buy your stuff off of Amazon. Buy your clothes from the gift shop at Amazon. But because, like, you're going to go like, I want to go see so-and-so. Cool, you're going to wait 3 hours in line to go shake their hand, take a picture, and leave. Cool. Yeah. So you're paying for a flight, you're paying for a hotel, you're paying for admission, all so you can meet 3 streamers. Now, for some people, maybe that's worth it for them. To me, I can't.
Well, where's it going to be next year? Is it back in Vegas?
We don't know yet. No.
Okay.
Without a doubt, it is not in Vegas. We know that much.
Oh, okay.
But
say, because if it was back in LA, I know one of the things I'm going to be doing.
So we don't
before or after the con.
We don't believe it's going to be in LA this year. There's a talk that it could be multiple places. But what we do currently know is wherever it gets picked, it's probably going to be there for the next 3 years.
Oh, good.
Because they want to build presence. They want to make sure the multi-year contract to make it worth it for both companies.
Well, it becomes cheaper for them to produce it as well.
Right.
Because then you know you're going to be there for a while.
Well, and that was part of the argument we had for a while was I was trying to convince them to come to the East Coast, right? We have the Georgia World Congress Center, which TwitchCon, as much as they're big, TwitchCon doesn't compare to some of the conventions we have here.
Oh, God. And the World Congress Center, what is it? Hall B can
hold 100,000 easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And DreamHack didn't even fill out Hall C.
Didn't even fill out Hall C.
No.
And so we know that TwitchCon wouldn't fill out Hall C. And if it did, it wouldn't fill out Hall A. So
the only thing is, I don't know enough about TwitchCon because I haven't been. I really want to go. But Hall A is nice. Hall A has more of the panel rooms, which would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Meet and greets and things like that. Hall C was perfect for DreamHack.
It was.
Because it was one giant, basically, convention hall.
Yeah.
It's even idea what DreamHack is for those people that haven't been there. So when I walked in, it was a bit intimidating. Because the first time I've been, and it's an industry thing. And when you walk in, you have the content creators over here, and the free play over here, and then over here there's all the sim racing, which is actually where I spent all my time.
Mm-hmm.
Then they've got like the military booths, and then you got the monster booth, and then the main stage, and it's all in this one basic area, one giant convention hall. And it was neat, but it was cumbersome. It took me a while to get used to what I was doing, where I wanted to be, or what I wanted to go.
Right.
But once I had it down, I had it down. So as somebody just attending the con, I could see it being a bit intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't imagine that TwitchCon's the kind of con that has panel room. Like,
It does. It does.
It does? Okay.
But it does. It has a lot of panels. It also has some really cool content. So, to be honest, Hall A works better because you have the panel rooms and you have all those content things, and then you have the content on the floor.
Yeah.
And that
Hall
works
A or Hall B would be.
They can't do Hall B. They don't have the
Really?
body. They could do Hall B, but not be able to take up the whole thing. They don't have. So to give you
I don't
an
remember
idea,
how many people Hall A would support though.
Hall A will. Okay, so to give you an idea, TwitchCon has attendance about 30,000.
Oh, okay.
This
I don't know why I thought it was
hack,
more than that.
This stream hack was 40,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So it is still bigger than TwitchCon. So to give you an idea.
Wow, perspective. I really thought TwitchCon would be bigger than that. Oh, no. I haven't paid attention to the attendance numbers.
No.
Oh.
What do I do? Constantly pay attention
I know.
to random bullshit. But no, that's it. Their attendance isn't there yet. But could they grow into the Georgia War Congress Center? Yeah, they absolutely could.
Probably the reason is because it is a convention for the content creators, less the fans.
Okay, so here's the reason why we won't see TwitchCon in my opinion, on the East Coast anytime soon. Twitch traditionally pays for their entire staff to come out to one of the events.
Okay.
So now, imagine taking an entire staff that is primarily West Coast and paying for flights.
Oh yeah, no,
for everybody over here.
Yeah, no, so it makes total sense.
Yeah, which is why everything stayed traditionally West Coast.
And, Vegas is what, 2 hours from.
You could take your entire staff, put them on 2 buses, and literally charter 2 buses up there for the cost of 3 flights.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So now that being said, if they put, and boy, you talk about a critical scenario. Imagine putting all of your staff on 2 flights and chartering 2 flights, and then something bad happens to the flight.
Rare.
No, but my point is, that's that scenario where you put the president and the vice president on the same flight, and you lose them both at the same time.
It's such a rare thing.
I don't disagree, but that's when I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You'd save so much money. But what if you lost that flight and you lost half your staff? You're like, oh my God, would the company ever recover?
I'm sure that's like, of all the concerns, that's the lower 1% of the concerns. But
I
still,
agree, but my brain goes there because,
because you're an alarmist, but yes.
How dare!
How dare! Okay, stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm wrong.
I'm a realist.
Stop me when I'm wrong.
Boy, it's some really tasty cock here.
You haven't even gotten to my balls yet. That's the after party, isn't it?
Hold on, ready? Hold on.
Yeah.
Ready?
Fondle.
No,
they're too tender for that.
It's the balls jingle. The disappointment on your face.
The worst part is I actually have another one in the car.
I know.
No, you don't. You know what I have in the car?
What?
I bought a Faygo. I couldn't help myself. I saw Faygo in the classic glass bottle, and my inner...
You're welcome, SD. You're welcome, SD.
Listen, send your mama straight up to the store. Tell that bitch to bring home some Faygo.
I knew, in my head, I was hearing it the whole time. I hate myself so much right now. Oh my God. Oh God. The worst part is I see. Hold on. We gotta look at the camera for a second. Just look straight at the camera. All right, cool. Yoko. Come make
Done
a
it.
mention.
Done. Oh, shit. Might as well be. I was actually watching Shaggy stream the other day. He is a nut job.
I'm sure.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god, it's terrible. Okay, so before I get to bring back the con thing, so you're doing
At least those three.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do. Oh, before we do it, if you ever see me at a convention, say hi.
Yeah, come up and say hi.
Like legitimately,
I
come
love
say
meeting
hi.
people from... Yeah.
So I'm gonna do PAX East. I'm doing MagFest in
Oh, nice.
in like 5-6 weeks. So MagFest, PAX East. God, I'm belching. PAX Unplugged, and MomoCon, DreamHack, and possibly TwitchCon for sure. And then there might be other. DreamHack Dallas might be one I'm doing this year.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I had a great time at DreamHack. You know which one I didn't include on there? It's not one you would be interested in, but I'm bound and fucking determined this year. I'm going to make SEMA happen. But I have some sponsors lined up, which are going to make it a lot easier.
Cena.
Yeah, John Cena.
Hey, doctor.
But she'll never see me. No. It's the car convention. It's the one in Vegas.
Oh, you
Yeah.
need a drone handler for that one.
No, because it's all indoors.
You need a drone handler for that. Give me an excuse to go to Vegas.
Did I tell you what happened to my drone at the last car show?
No. Is it broke?
Yes. So we're out here at Town Center Mall, and I've flown this drone now for 2 years. I'm not amazingly proficient at it, but I'm good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is I fly it about 9 to 10 feet off the ground, and I buzz all the lanes because there's a lot. It's a huge mall parking lot where you have all these cars,
Yeah.
and we have the Kia Stinger group. So I've got all the Kia Stingers lined up. And so I'm flying straight down one aisle. I get down to the end of the aisle. I turn around, and I'm coming back up, right? But somebody at the end of the aisle had erected a big flag for one of the tuning companies or whatever. And so I'm going around the flag, and I'm not even joking. East-west winds, right? Just blowing east-west. Suddenly a 30-mile-an-hour crosswind comes from the north. And I'm coming around the flag, and it just goes, boom, right into the flag. Instantly just shatters one of the blades, one of and it goes and narrowly misses the car, goes down, hits the pavement. I was like, shit, it's down. And I start hitting the kill switch, right? Problem is it didn't end fast enough. And it goes up, and it goes zoop, up to about 20 feet, and levels off. And I was like, okay. Can it land? And then it goes, whoom, off that direction at like the speed of light. And skims right over the top of a bunch of other cars and goes right up under this lifted truck. And I mean, when I say it narrowly missed a bunch of people and a bunch of cars, I'm talking narrowly. And I'm over here like, ah!
Welcome to Lawsuitville. Like,
Yeah. Well, so they have a rule: you don't fly drones at the show. And the reason they have the rule is because it was like 15 or so years ago. Back when I was working back when it was at Windward Parkway, it was a tiny thing.
Yeah.
So this guy had one of those big ass ones, right? The old school drones.
Yeah.
And he's flying it along, and it loses power. This one is one of those that like warns you per se. It's like you see, okay, it's got 5% battery life.
Yeah.
And just out of the sky.
And a giant Xbox falls from the sky.
Yes. Onto a Mercedes, a 1960, maybe 1950 something, Mercedes 600 limo. Boom! Right on top of it. Dents the shit out of it. Like $1 million car, even at the time.
Yeah.
And dents the shit out of it, falls out of the sky, shatters the drone, and then you can see the guy that's flying the drone just like, controller, pocket, and just kind of walks away. I'm like, yeah. I would too. Fuck.
Yeah, hope your footage was worth it.
Oh, no. Didn't even recover the footage.
Oh, of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, no, just...
Yeah, at that point, he walked the fuck away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner of that dented-ass fucking $1 million car now got a busted-ass drone.
Yeah.
Not worth.
No. Yeah. I'm like, So I've dreaded anything like that happening. This crosswind came out of nowhere and just wrecked my shit. I'm like, but thankfully it's repairable. I found all the parts.
Are you gonna risk a drone again? Like, are you gonna?
Yeah, it's like a $200 drone. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but are you gonna risk using a $200 drone on somebody's fucking car like that?
Well, you know what I'm gonna do?
Injure?
So when mine gets down to about 10% health, it immediately comes back to wherever it launched from.
Right. It has a recovery. Like,
yeah,
if I can't make it back, I go back now.
yeah, exactly. And I will never fly mine that low again.
Okay.
Is the honest answer.
Okay, so you can't be impacted by that.
Yeah, so I effed around and I found out, and now I know better, and I just know that now I'll get my shots from a little further up. Plus, I can actually change up my camera now from a regular 1080p camera and get the newer 4K camera on it.
Fuck yeah.
So
Awesome.
Yeah. So. Yay! So you want to be a drone handler?
Well, apparently I'm a cock handler now, but
I mean, it is Vegas.
I mean,
what happens in Vegas? Oh, my cock's empty though.
It's been properly drained.
I need to go drain my balls now.
All right. Well, with that being said, I think it's a good time to wrap this up for tonight.
2024 looks promising. I'm excited for the prospects, and we have this brand new.
Let me say this
platform.
I know, right? I'll say this one time. You'll probably never hear me mention it again. With the crap that's going to go down with the election in 2024, it's good to have other things to look forward to. So,
I don't even want to talk about that.
I look forward to the conventions and the distractions for next year as well.
I'm staying optimistic.
No, I'm looking forward to all the fun stuff.
Yes.
Because there's going to be a lot of bad stuff.
I don't even talk about it.
Sounds good. All right, one last time, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, let's touch cocks. That's hot.
Oh.
Can we do that? Can we get the ASMR action on that?
You hear that multi-tap?
I did, yeah. That one takes talent.
I know, yeah.
The worst part is, like, somebody's just going to be listening to this and not watching it. It's going to sound like 2 C rings, just like
what is that? I must be some... Ling ling. Ling ling. Ling ling. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Prince Albert in the can.